Top 10 best formal fragrances for men. All of these are incredibly professional smelling. You can wear them in a corporate scenario. These are all dressed up fragrances. The types of fragrances you wear into the office when you want to seal the deal. All of these have a level of professionalism that they exude, and I personally love them. I'm going to share this list with you in just a moment, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I talk to you about these top 10 most professional smelling formal fragrances for men, these are fantastic for an office setting. I wouldn't necessarily wear these for like a special occasion, although you can, but I think these are fantastic for the office if you want to seal the deal or close the deal, I should say. Before I dive into the review, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So again, you're going to the office, you're working in a professional environment, you're going to be around a lot of other people, you're dressed to impress. Maybe you feel the need to express yourself professionally as far as your olfactory wardrobe is concerned. You cannot go wrong with any of these, right? You're not going to offend anybody. None of these are ultra dark or expressive or experimental. They're not envelope pushing. You're not going to, make anybody wrinkle up their nose because they smelled you or whatever. These are all amazing. You're going to get compliments with them as well because for the most part, they're mass appealing. Let's start things off with, and this is a brand new release by Yves Saint Laurent. It's called Myself Le Parfum. So this is a great orange blossom, vanilla, and amber fragrance. Now the original, very citrusy, orange blossom, aromatic. The Le Parfum version adds that vanilla and the amber. So it's a bit longer lasting. It's a bit warmer and richer. The original definitely does not possess those attributes, but both of them are very clean smelling, very professional smelling, not too much of a deviation from the original Myself. Now, if you're looking for something on the aromatic side of things, we have Faris by Kaja. This one is a huge compliment getter. Of course, it can be compared to Percival by Parfum de Marly. That could have also made this list. It can be compared to Fierce by Abercrombie & Fitch, Legend by Montblanc. It kind of has that similar DNA, the aromatic lavender properties in here and the bright citrus in the opening. Just smells very clean, professional, formal, elegant. It's an amazing fragrance. Speaking of a designer level professional fragrance, you can't go wrong with this one. Bleu de Chanel Parfum. So this fragrance, well, the Parfum version at least is going to give you the best longevity. The Eau de Toilette is going to be more diffusive, but this one, the grapefruit, the incense, it just smells like what a gentleman should smell like in the office. It smells like a very well-groomed gentleman, and it's been around for so many years now, and to be honest with you, you can't go wrong with Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Of course, if you're looking for something a bit more modern, something not as classically masculine, of course, this one by Ralph Lauren, I should say, is called Ralph's Club Elixir. This is a great, and I forgot the notes that are in here, but I smell iris and amber. Yeah, it smells irisy. It's very clean. It has a modern appeal to it, and there's a bit of spice in here as well. So yeah, it kind of can go in that Dior Sauvage Elixir vibe as far as the spices go, but it's a lot creamier and warmer. Of course, we also have this spicy masterpiece, Apex by Roja Parfum. So this one, overdose of spices. This one is really, really, really heavy on the spices. So you're gonna get something that is kind of on the darker side of things. And especially if you go with the Parfum version, you have to be really light on the trigger, right? You can't overdo it. But the spices in here and just everything about it, it smells so elegant, so professional, but it also will remind you of that person in the office who's been there for so many years, who has the most wisdom. Everybody goes to him for help, right? Maybe you don't want to be that person. I know I didn't want to be that person. You want to be left alone, right? Armani Code Parfum, modern and distinguished. That's what you're going to get with this one, modern and distinguished. Armani Code Parfum, creamy tonka bean. Tonka bean can be a little sweet, so of course this one definitely gives off those modern vibes, but man, it smells so good. For an office setting, Armani Code Parfum is phenomenal. If you were ever a fan of the original and you haven't tried the Parfum version, you owe it to yourself to try it. By Einache, we have Royal Noir Absolu. So this is the brand's take on Absolu Aventus by Creed. And to be honest with you, I get it. I totally get it. It makes sense. It's very close to Absolu Aventus. The presentation as well, it has Absolu in the name. It has the grapefruit, the pineapple, cardamom, nutmeg. You have a lot of spices in here. It's earthy as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And the performance on it is also very, very good. So the designer version of Apex Parfum by Roja Parfum has to be Dior Saage Elixir. So with Saage Elixir, it's a very spicy lavender fragrance. I mean, and of course it has that sort of ambroxan thing happening in the dry down, but it's the strongest deviation from the Dior Saage DNA. This one is definitely mature, it's dressed up, it's sophisticated, it's not a very lighthearted composition, it's very serious. So this is one where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna go into the office and I mean business. I have a task to complete, I have deadlines to fulfill, and I'm gonna get the job done. That's definitely the vibe that this one gives off. And then we also have this next one, very confident and very self-assured. Two amazing adjectives to describe this one. This 1985 release is called Green Irish Tweed by Creed. Look, for the office, you can wear Aventus, you can wear Absolute Aventus, heck, you can even wear Original Vetiver if you want to give off just like a fresh and clean vibe, right? Like you just got out of the shower. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Green Irish Tweed, the iris, the violet, the lemon verbena, the citrus, it is phenomenal. You can't go wrong with Green Irish Tweed, and it's been around for so many decades now, and I think that's a testament to the success of the fragrance. Now, in the #1 spot, I fell in love with this fragrance. I had this in my collection for many, many years now, and I sprayed it recently again, and I'm like, this is so darn good. The perfumer is Rodrigo Flores Roux, who has made fragrances for John Varvatos and Arquiste, and he's such an incredibly talented perfumer. I've also had the pleasure of meeting him in person on a number of occasions, and he's just so much fun to be around, and you know, so humble, so down to earth, and so friendly. And I love that about him. This one has violet, there's pepper, there's cedarwood. It's this classy, unsweetened fragrance, right? It's very mature, very elegant. Also, another one, you're dressed to impress, you're dressed to the nines. This is the fragrance you're gonna wear, and you're gonna turn heads everywhere you go. This is the person, the CEO, you walk into the room, everybody turns to look at you. Everybody says, who smells so darn good? And everybody knows that you are the person to entrust with the responsibilities of completing that task, because you always get the job done. This one by the House of Saage from the Gentleman's Collection. It's called The Formal. This one, let me tell you something. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I am so happy to be in possession of this fragrance. It is such a beautiful composition. Look, what fragrances do you wear for a professional setting? Maybe you don't have a corporate job, right? Maybe you work a blue collar job, or maybe a white collar job. Maybe you're a doctor or something like that. That's awesome. You know, no matter what you do, I would love to hear from you. What do you think are the most professional smelling fragrances that you've encountered? They don't even necessarily have to be ones in your collection, just ones that you've tried. Let me know. Drop your comment down below. I always love the interaction. I love hearing from you. And of course, if you took anything of value from today's episode, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode.